Hello everyone, today I want to share with you the control of credit terms or credit limits in AutoCount. How to set it so that if you exceed the credit term and haven't paid, it will block you, or if the credit limit is exceeded and you haven't paid, it will block you. Either it blocks you or it allows you to use a password to pass the credit term. How exactly this setting operates? Without further ado, let me show you the AutoCount system. Arriving at AutoCount here, this credit term can be supplier or customer. Usually we set it for customer. Okay, so customer is AR data maintenance. New, let's say I create a new customer. This customer is called customer 4. Okay, customer 4. Then originally, we just set the term for how many days, but we didn't set how to block it. If you want to set how to block it, you need this credit control. Okay, click this credit control, and here you have credit limit control and overdue limit. Okay, the control credit limit is the term you can give them. How many months of credit? Okay, overdue limit. This is even if the term hasn't expired. Let's say you have a 30,000 term. If they used 100 million, but this 100 million exceeds the 45 days you gave them, you want to block them. So you need to set how much to block him. About if it's over $1, you want to block all $1,000. You need to set it to $1,000. Or if you set it to 0, there is no block at all, and you can continue to issue invoices after the term. Alright, so after you set it, you see there are 3 options. The first is disable. Disable means there's no block at all. Okay. The second is block, but requires a password. Okay, needs a password. And the third is suspend. Suspend means you can't issue any invoices at all. Then there are 3 possibilities. So for the password, it is divided into exceeding the term or exceeding the overdue limit, and only then is a password needed. And if you directly block, so it just blocks. So there are 3 options. No block, just notify you. That is also possible. There are 3 options in total. Okay, so let's try using the password option, and then let's try setting an overdue of 10,000. Oh, a 10,000 overdue setting, exceeding the 10,000 overdue, but the credit limit is 30,000. Okay, for this customer 4. Okay, after setting the credit limit control, we come to the sales invoice section. We create an invoice for customer 4. Okay, let's say I first make a sample. Any product, this might be a $4,000 one. Okay, a $4,000 invoice. We issue it on May 1st. Okay, it's May 1st, 5 days. After 45 days, it should be overdue in June. It's in June. Okay, so we save it and then we create another invoice. Okay, this invoice is on June 1st. Okay, June 1st. So it's 30,000. Oh, 30,000 already exceeds the credit limit. So when we save it here, it will notify. Okay, notify that this 30,000 plus 4,000 exceed the credit limit by 4,000. Okay. So let's say, okay, I lower the credit limit. So we lower it to maybe below 30,000. Okay, below 30,000. See if it can let us pass. So now we do one that is 20,000. Okay, 20,000 plus 4,000 is 24,000. So we save it. Okay, the system still lets us pass, but this 24,000 already exceeds 100,000. 100,000 is overdue. Okay, so overdue. So 45 days from May. Overdue in June, this June, 45 days, overdue in July or August. So now we issue one for December, we issue one for customer 4, issue an invoice for December, okay? When you issue that December invoice, regardless if it's $100 or any amount, it has already exceeded $10,000 in overdue. You see here, it will prompt you, this overdue is over $10,000, it will block, and now it has exceeded the overdue limit with 2 invoices totaling 14,000, okay? 14,000, so it blocked it. Okay, this is the setup for the credit limit. Of course, when the prompt appears, you can use a password. Different people can set it and they have different passwords to approve it. So but this is the part about access rights. How do you set these access rights? Actually, you just go to this general maintenance access rights here and look for this credit, okay, limit. Then you find credit limit and it will show the sales document, its credit limit and overdue limit, and whether they can enter the password to approve it, okay? So you can set it. He is another colleague, and only this other colleague has this permission. The admin does not have permission, but this low has permission to pass through this credit limit. Okay, so let's demonstrate it once more. So we open another invoice, and this invoice is $100. So this already exceeds the overdue limit. Then this admin, if you enter the password admin, it won't let you save because it doesn't have the permission. But if it's the low password, it has the permission to save this document. Okay, it can allow it to save this document. Okay, so here you have a few options. The first option is if you really can't pass this document, you can save it as carry. Okay, so above we have something called save as carry. They say as party, you save it to carry, and when your boss is free, they can open this carry on the computer. Okay, then approve this document. Okay, save as carry. Okay, so carry, save as carry works like this. In tools, there's an open carry folder, and it saves it for you. You can reopen this document and let your boss continue to approve it, okay? So Let's take another look at what other functions there are. Okay, let's see what other settings there are. So this credit control can be done on the customer. Customer is AR, or on the supplier side. Then credit limit, overdue limit. I have explained all of these, what their differences are. And it can be directly disabled, meaning no control, can be controlled by those password blocks. Or not block, sustain means completely blocked, no password can pass. Okay, so I didn't show these, you can test them yourself. Then let's look at other options. Okay, this option is to give the salesman some additional credit limit. Maybe the salesman can have an additional 10% or 20% on their credit limit or overdue limit, giving them more authority to issue invoices to customers. So how does this function operate? Let me demonstrate for everyone. Okay, if you want to set an additional 10% or 20%, this is linked to the salesman's password. You go to general maintenance, this user maintenance, okay? Let's just say this low, you can add 4%, you just edit, and here you can enter 4%. So after entering, you can approve the document. Even though it exceeds the credit limit, as long as your authority is sufficient, it can still exceed by a certain percentage. I won't show this here, just roughly explain this feature. Okay, besides this, let's see what other features there are. Okay, there are also batch setting or control by individual document, these two functions. What is batch setting? Okay, so batch setting is when we set the credit limit for each customer individually, and then you can right-click the column, which means you can actually pull out the credit limit or credit term. Actually, it has this credit limit, but we have hidden it. Usually, you also have an overdue limit, so we haven't shown this. Okay, so if you don't use it, it won't show up. If you use it, you can pull it out, then arrange it with that. After arranging, right-click and save the layout. Remember to save the layout so that when you open it next time, it will follow this layout. If you have different employees seeing different layouts, remember to save it for them. So here you see, I set 10,000 for this customer, but if I want to set for all, it's troublesome to edit each one individually. If you want to be quick, use this find, then search, and select all. After selecting all, there's a credit control here. Okay, credit control. If it's just a few customers, then just select those few customers. Okay, credit control. At the same time, you can quickly set all the credit limits and credit overdue limits at once here. Okay, you can set them all like this, then close it and it will update. Refresh it and it will update. Then if you notice, actually this credit limit, okay, so we can not only apply it to invoices, but also to sales order quotations. If you exceed the limit, you can't even open a quotation. So let's do an example here. Let's say this is customer OK, 5. So this customer 5, his credit limit is also the same, 30,000 to 10,000, but we don't apply it to all documents, only to certain documents. Oh, so invoice and quotation, okay? Sales order invoice and quotation sales order DU can be opened, and we can set it like this. Similarly, here you can also set whether it requires a password or block. You can choose here whether it needs a password or block for this condition. Okay, once set, you just okay, and then we save. Okay, save it, save it. Okay, let's demonstrate in the sales invoice here. Let's say this customer who has $10,000, okay, $10,000. So after entering $10,000, okay, let's check again. So of course, if I am this, because his credit limit is 30,000, if I issue another invoice exceeding 30,000 and it's 25,000, then it cannot be saved. Okay, it cannot be saved. But if we want to set the sales order, okay, the sales order also needs to be blocked. Then you try to check the sales order and create a new one. Make it 25,000. Okay, test it. Okay, save it here. Okay, at the same time, it will also prompt, okay, prompt 25,000. Okay, that's the whole concept. But okay, let's see if there are any other options. Similarly, you can set how many percent over the credit limit it can still save. These settings can be set and who can approve this transaction. Okay, besides that, let's see what other functions there are. Okay, they are related. Let's say this credit control, okay? Whether to include this sales order, outstanding delivery order, outstanding purchase order, post-dated check. So if the customer has paid with a check, but the check is dated 2 months later, okay? Do you want to let it pass? These settings are all available, okay? These settings are all available. Where is it? Okay, to make through the settings, you go to the tools option. There's an invoicing, customized invoicing tool here. You see, I have checked include outstanding sales order, include DAO, include PTC check. Oh, include PTC check. So I just checked it. Oh, but if I didn't check it, when it exceeds the limit, it will block. Okay, let's take a look at that sample. Let's say this customer will, okay, it's 10,000, so December, okay, key in your invoice. Okay, this invoice 10,000. After dividing, so we make a payment. the payment is a post-dated check, maybe for next month, okay? Next month, a post-dated check for January 1st, year 2026, customer 5, and then give cash 10,000 yuan. Post-dated check. Oh, so it must be a check. CIB Bank 10,000 yuan. Okay? So after giving that check, we save it. So there's no need to check anymore. Just press no. Okay, so we issue an invoice here. And this invoice is in December. Let's say I issue one for 25,000. Okay, 25,000. Okay, that 25,000 by right should be fine because it's 30,000. Then 10,000 has already been paid back. So this is a new 25,000. By right, it should be fine, but it will control that credit limit because that PDC here, okay, it is not counted, okay, because I just unticked that PDC, okay. This PD check is not counted. If you tick it, then it will be counted. So this document can still go through. Okay, so another setting is the sales order. I also made an adjustment earlier, which is whether to include this outstanding sales order. The outstanding sales order is when I issued the invoice. It is 10,000, but this sales order previously issued has 5,000. Okay, so should this 5,000 also be included? If I had included it earlier, it would add this 5,000. If I didn't check it, it wouldn't add this 5,000. So you see over there with the debtor, this debtor 5, I control credit control. I have controlled this sales order. By right, if the sales order exceeds 30,000, it cannot be saved. Okay. All right, then let's say I delete this payment first. So I delete void this payment, okay? This creditor 5, I assume the money hasn't been paid back, okay? Then on this sales invoice, this customer 5 has an outstanding amount of 10,000. So if I issue a sales order exceeding 30,000, by right, it should be blocked because in this debtor maintenance, I have already set it so that if the quotation sales order invoice exceeds 30,000, it will be blocked. So by right, it should be like this, but in the choose option here, in the invoicing section, I unticked the outstanding sales order and I unticked it. So when I create a sales order, it also won't happen. Even if you exceed 30,000, it will still allow you to save, okay? Because of that, I have already excluded this document over there. Even if you create it, no matter how much you create, it will still let you pass. Okay, if we go to the choose option here, the invoicing to this function, we include this sales order, okay? Then we test it again. I'll delete this sales order first, okay? Delete it. Then we will redo this 25,000 for this customer 5. So this customer 5's 25,000 sales order, okay? When I save it, you see the system will notify you, okay? So even if you set it on the debtor side, it may not trigger. It depends on your choice of options, whether you have checked to include the outstanding sales order. So let's see what other settings there are. Okay, besides these settings, there's the access right. Access right means, of course, management doesn't want just any employee to change these credit controls, allowing anyone to change these credit controls. So this is an access right, or anyone can approve these documents. So I already explained how to set up approval. So now I will show this edit, okay? Who can edit this credit control, okay? Who cannot edit this credit control? Editing credit control is in this general maintenance. Access right. So search is the same. You type this credit limit, okay? You type credit limit and it will come up. But this is credit control, okay? So we go into credit control so it can be edited. This is for the creditor. Oh, this is creditor, this is debtor, okay? We come into the debtor side. Let's say if you don't allow the admin to change this credit control, we just untick it. So now we go into AR debtor maintenance. You can edit everything except this credit control. So this credit control requires an authorized password, okay? Only those with the password can edit this credit control, okay? Besides these functions, AutoCount actually has two programs that are related to this credit limit and credit control. The first one is the remote credit control module. This is a module that you need to purchase. This module allows you to approve the document without the boss having to go to your computer, okay? As long as you exceed the credit limit when issuing an invoice, a screen will pop up on the boss's or management's computer, which is the screen that shows the credit limit has been exceeded. Once one person approves it, the document can proceed, okay? This is called remote credit control, especially if your boss is in another room or upstairs. You can't possibly ask your boss to come downstairs to approve the document. So in our case, in AutoCount, it has this remote credit control, which is a very powerful feature. If you're interested, you can watch my video, okay? Another one is the Approve by Email plugin, which means if you exceed the credit limit, you can send an email to the boss. So the boss can check on their phone if there are any issues and then approve the document. Then these two, if you are interested in these two features, you can consult with your dealer. So today's sharing ends here. I am Mr. Low from Excel software AutoCount. Thank you. AutoCount, the most comprehensive accounting software, your first choice.